hits the overhand punch. I think we know what this is. Deep 6! Is it enough though?
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at 10 Switch ports that were too unbearable to play.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Super Mario 3D All-Stars. The 3D All-Stars collection should have been a shoo-in for Nintendo. Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, all playable on the go on my Switch? Sign me up! So, what went wrong? Well, Galaxy turned out completely fine, still beautiful as it was in 2007. Though rough around the edges, 64 was alright as well. The real problem was with Sunshine. Whatever emulation Nintendo was using caused some areas of the game to expose their debug appearances. Other players had problems with the lack of proper camera control settings and being unable to play Sunshine with a GameCube controller. Granted, these were fixed later on, but man, it was rough, especially with that limited time release. Civilization 6. For a game as complex and menu-heavy as Civilization 6, one would wonder why anyone in their right mind would play this on the Switch. Even if you spent some time getting a grasp on the confusing layout, you are not prepared to see the character models. Good lord, the character models are archaic.
मैं मोहनदास गांधी हूँ। मेरे लोग मुझे बापू कहते हैं।
Why does Alexander the Great, Gandhi, and Cleopatra look like one of those early 90s CGI tests? Yes, the gameplay is fine, but part of Civ 6's charm is in the presentation, and without the proper lighting and shadowing, it just looks ugly beyond all reason. Stick to the PC version, folks.
Skill without imagination is craftsmanship.
Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Now, it should not be hard for a visual novel game like Danganronpa to run on the Switch. It's a bunch of PNGs getting slapped around a 3D environment. It's a visual novel. And yet, Killing Harmony somehow runs like absolute garbage.
Do you want me to check on what's happening?
You can't! It's too dangerous out there!
We could forgive the bizarre lag and transitions, but the audio is just unacceptable considering the brilliant music Danganronpa is known for. This simply isn't the way anyone should experience Killing Harmony, and with inconsistent crashing piled onto the piss-poor sound, you're better playing this on another platform. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. A game like Ninja Gaiden requires top performance for users to fully enjoy what it has to offer. This is an intense action game, which means the player is going to need a smooth frame rate, accurate controls, and almost no lag. The Master Collection fails to recognize this when it comes to the Switch, though. While the first Ninja Gaiden plays just fine, it's relatively fine, Sigma 2 and Razor's Edge are borderline unplayable. Critics and players reported obscene pixelation in resolution in both docked and handheld mode, by the way, and a highly inconsistent frame rate. Trust us, the 3D Ninja Gaiden games are freaking stellar, but these are not meant for Switch under any circumstance. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Whether the folks at ArtPlay fixed the game now is within the eye of the beholder at this point. However, many Switch owners could not forgive the botched launch of Ritual of the Night. This is a 2.5D action platformer that does not demand a lot from your hardware. The game could run on a Wii if it wanted to. So why was it acceptable to throw it on the Switch with abhorrent frame dips, horrible input lag, and a significant downgrade in visuals? Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was just another example of oh, excuse me.
Tell me you didn't do this.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was just another example of how not all plastic boxes are created equal.
I want you to know that I'm sorry. There's no forgiving it.
The Outer Worlds.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about.
And in case Bloodstained wasn't evident for you, The Outer Worlds will make you consider the case closed. In all honesty, this shooter RPG shouldn't have made its way to Switch at all. There are simply too many taxing elements between character animations, scripts, and the like for the Switch to handle. But sure, let's go ahead and ship out a game that looks and plays way worse than any of the other versions we put on other platforms. Because, you know, that makes so much sense.
You know what? You're right.
Pillars of Eternity. This isn't another excuse to dogpile on Obsidian. Obsidian does great work. No, this was the fault of Versus Evil, the publisher who handled the port of Pillars of Eternity. Though it generated almost the same level of praise critically, players could not forgive Pillars of Eternity's frequent crashing and how badly the game chugged. It simply was never meant to be on the Switch. To the credit of Versus Evil, the company attempted to fix the bugs, but in the 2 years they tried and failed, the game just got worse and worse. Seeing how Pillars hasn't been updated since 2021, it's safe to say they've moved on. And we probably should too.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Ark Survival Evolved. If performance holds a significant weight on your purchase, then Ark Survival Evolved shouldn't be anywhere on your shopping list. Just nowhere. Not on Switch, not on anything else. The game simply cannot run decently on any platform, and the Switch port was, well, it's still the worst of the bunch. From the blurry textures and god-awful rendering, you would think the game was still in development. No, this is a finished game, and it had to sacrifice a lot of the visuals just so it can take advantage of these long load times. Like we said, Ark barely runs on most platforms, and this was just totally unplayable. WWE 2K18.
Dodges trouble there. You got that right, Michael. That had elimination written all over it.
You want to know the funny thing about WWE 2K18? This, not counting 2K Battlegrounds, but this was the first, last, and only time the WWE 2K series was ever put on the Switch. Yes, this port was so bad that 2K hasn't even bothered to try and get the series on the Switch ever again.
Sami Zayn has been eliminated.
That'll take you down.
The slowdown was so awful that it made the original PlayStation look like a next-gen console. Character models looked nothing like their real-life counterparts due to the severe visual downgrades needed to get the game to run, and the audio glitches were just hilarious. An executive saw this and gave this a stamp of approval, ready to ship, let's send it out, it's good to go. To this day, if you want to play a WWE game, just go get 2K22 or 23. You just go and get it, alright? The Switch is never going to see this series ever again, and it's all for the better, quite frankly. Besides, the newer games are way better than this was. You should really go play 2K22 and 2K23.
Oh, he's able to reverse it. And that's elimination right there, guys.
Mortal Kombat 1. If you thought the Switch port for MK11 was bad, have you seen MK1? This is way worse. Here's the funniest part too. MK1 is a lot smaller than MK11. We weren't expecting the Switch version to hit the same level of visual fidelity as the PS5, XS, and PC. However, we weren't expecting the most expressionless, plastic-looking character models seen in the modern age of gaming. Everyone looks like smooth mannequins made of a dark tomato paste. MK11 ran bad because of how much it was doing between Towers of Time, the Crypt, and yes, the story mode. So what's MK1's excuse? Oh, story mode and invasions! Was the shrine too much to handle too? There's just not enough here to justify the terrible quality on display. Why didn't NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers abandon the platform? Oh yeah, money. It's all about the Benjamins. What's the worst Switch port you've experienced? Did it make our list? Let us know down in the comments and subscribe to MojoPlays for more Switch coverage.
Here is your winner, Baron Corbin!
And there's the last one standing. What a match.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.